What's up, everybody? I'm Peanut Tillman, and this is the NFL Players Second Acts podcast. And with me, as always, as my trusty co-host, Roman Harper. Harper.
Hey, man, appreciate it. Out here in Radio Row, or what do we call it now?
It's Media Row.
Media Row. Sorry, it's completely
They've
different
changed
now.
it a little bit.
Yeah, because not everybody's just on the radio anymore. We have expanded, and so it's different platforms all over. So really excited about the next guest because he is the best guest. And we'll explain why. Go ahead.
He is a Seahawks legend, a former NFL MVP. He's a businessman. He's a dad. He's a husband. He's a brother. He's a good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pod, Shaun Alexander.
Yeah. And the most important thing, besides all that, he went to the University of Alabama.
No, I'm
Yes,
trying
sir.
to not say
Yes,
that crap.
sir. Yes, sir. That is the
that in
most
there.
important part about
You
it.
just messed the
is
whole
that
intro up.
He went to
Anyway, what's up, man? How you
Roll
doing?
them high,
Anyway, how
baby.
you doing? What's going on?
Man, it's good. You know, we back at the Super Bowl here at Media Row, and my team is in the Super Bowl. I mean, you know, it's fun when you go out here and you're seeing all the other family reunions. It's always good. And then also they start talking about your team, you know what I mean?
You know what? I actually
It's
forgot
the Super
about
Bowl.
that.
It's Super Bowl 60. I played a Super Bowl 40. I don't know how that happened because I ain't that old. But, you know. But you know, it's really, really cool. I came to Seattle their 25th year. This is their 50th year of football, and I know, like, man, we were a part of building. What people would now say is like, man, this is a championship organization.
Yeah,
now.
they are.
Now, in the first 25 years, they had loud fans.
Yeah.
They had loud fans.
That was, you know, and a couple, you know, Steve Largent was a bright spot, but they didn't really win a lot. And I was a part of the organization, the team. Mike Holmgren, he drafted me, and then he put in a bunch of guys. We had drafted Walt and Hutch, and next thing you know, this is our fourth Super Bowl in 20 years. You know, so every 5 years we come to get one. You know, and so it's really cool to look at what the organization is, what Seahawks football is now, and know that we're a part of the championship style that they now carry.
Well, it's crazy. You talked about you played in the Super Bowl 40 years ago, right? 20 years ago. It was Super Bowl 40.
Yeah.
I mean, we played in Super Bowl 50 right here in Santa Clara
Yeah.
10 years ago. And so it just kind of goes by fast. I can't believe it's been 10 years since we were out here, and it didn't go well for us.
No.
That Super Bowl didn't go perfect for you. And so hopefully this one would be a lot better this weekend.
That's why I cheer a little bit for Drake May.
Yeah.
In case it's like, you cheer, you know. Yeah.
I get it. Why? Like, if I can't have none, I don't want nobody getting none.
You know,
And tell me this, though, because it's a couple things that you are excellent at, Shaun Alexander, all right? Number one, being an Alabama legend, all right? You are excellent at that.
Don't you agree?
I would agree.
All right?
I would agree.
Number two, scoring touchdowns.
Hey.
Nobody scores touchdowns and puts the ball in the end zone like Shaun Alexander. You are a specialist at that.
Yeah.
All right. And number three, making babies. All right. You are welcome to almost countdown to baby number 14.
Yeah.
With your wife, Valerie.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, man,
I love that.
14. How is it? You got a baby
14.
girl on the way.
Yeah. It's a girl number 11.
Girl number 11. I love it.
Yeah.
You're clearly
my,
outnumbered.
Who's your
two-
favorite?
My two oldest boys, I had to skip that question. My two oldest boys are flying in Friday. They're super pumped because they're 16 and 14. So they at that real age where they get it. They see guys, oh, I know who that is. That's so-and-so. So it's been a lot of fun, you know, this year watching them. You know, my Joseph is a sophomore, so he got to play football this year.
Okay,
so
nice.
You know, he had a good season, and Justin's gonna come in. He's gonna play freshman ball next year. So watching these boys play, knowing that they get it, seeing it, you know, every dad is kind of proud, but they talented. You know what I mean? And so now, you know, you watch, you're like, ooh, okay, yeah,
What
do
positions
that.
do they play?
Joseph, he plays wide receiver, but he's really a shutdown corner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Go to corner, bro. Like everybody, when you go to these camps,
Yeah.
it's 200 guys playing wide receiver,
Yeah.
and it's 35 at corner.
Yeah.
You
All
go
day.
lock them down, you get in the scholarship.
And
Just letting you know.
And that's why I tell him, I say, bro, look, I just let you know, like, your feet and your hands, and you're smart, and there's just not many guys that can go do that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you get a kid that's fast, he might run. They throw the ball perfect, just fall in his, you know. you go shut folks down. I'm just telling you. He's like, I know, but mom over there, she cheering like, you scored a touchdown like your daddy. He's like, I like, don't fall for that one.
Don't fall for that.
Don't fall for
Don't
that.
Don't fall for that. Go shut folks down. But Justice, when he was born, everybody called him Mini Me. Man, it's just middle school ball, but his feet, man, like
I love it.
down the side. He's a running back.
So your wife, she posted something on Instagram asking for baby suggestions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the weirdest suggestion that you guys have seen or come across?
Man, somebody texted and said you should name your daughter 14.
14. Well, I would be honest, because your wife, she said that the names should either start with T, H, or an E or J, because that's how all your other names, your other 13 kids have names that start with those letters.
That's right.
And so because I'm such a big Shaun Alexander fan and I love his wife, Valerie, I went out there and did my work. You ready? I got my names.
Give me
You
some
ready?
names.
All right. For the T name, I have Teresa.
Teresa, okay.
It's like Mother Teresa, so whatever. It kind of fits you guys' Bible kind of type. You know what I mean? So, like,
There's biblical swag to it.
Yeah. All right. H, I have Heather because that's my wife's name, so it's just like whatever.
That's your angel. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, our oldest's name is Heaven.
See, that's very close.
But Heaven and Heather would be kind of confusing.
It would be confusing.
Okay, so Heather's
all right.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I have E. For the E name, I have Eve. All right.
Eve, that's possible.
All right.
Okay.
She didn't do great, in the Bible. She kind of like, but it's great. I'm not here to judge.
She didn't
I'm not
do
here
great.
I'm not here to judge.
You just did.
I'm not here to judge.
That is a judgment.
She's the mother
she
of all
didn't do great in
creation.
the Bible. What?
No,
She's
man.
the mother of all
That's
creation.
hilarious.
It was the fruit, though, bro. Like the fruit, dog. But it's all right. We all here today.
Hey, you never thought about what if Adam just didn't eat after?
You know what I mean?
Does it
like,
really even
get outta
matter?
here.
Yeah, it's like, does it even matter what
good.
she did? He's just like, I'm not eating that.
Yeah, like
God would have been like, I told you about the.
all right. And my last one
J.
is J,
Uh-huh.
and I have Jude.
Jude.
Yeah.
Jude, Jude.
Yeah. That was it. I did my research. I did my homework. Tell you, you don't have to accept any of them.
Jude is like disclaimer for all you great Judes in the world. It's kind of like Plano.
It is.
So like all the kids are like Heaven, Trinity.
Yeah.
Jude.
I just
There's
did.
Jude.
I just,
come on here.
Look. T-H-E or J. I gave you all options, and I'm good. I bow out gracefully.
You feel good about it.
I feel good about it. Except my
Peter, you gonna help him?
he has none.
I
So
don't have
I
it.
feel great about mine. I've turned my paper in. I'm good.
Okay,
Like,
you took the test.
I took the test. Turn it in. We're good. I can go to my next class.
Janet, Julia, I'll go with someone else.
Well, you got to understand, like, it's a lot of biblical and some other things in there.
Yeah.
Jude is another one that's in the Bible. So, like, I tried to keep it within those realms, and it's fine. Lou Young, there he is. All right. I did my thing. It's all good.
It was a good one. 2006. You remember that game we played? The divisional round, OT?
Yeah, I do remember that.
27-24.
Yeah.
We both had pretty good performances. We came out a little bit on top, though. What was it one of the best, or I should say best, but what's something you remember about the game?
I feel like y'all's kicker kicked one for 50-something. He might have hit 2 50-yarders. I was like, what is going on here? And our kicker, he always kicked 50 yards, and he missed a couple of them.
Yeah.
We couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? So we had a kid that was, Josh Brown, automatic. You know what I mean? Big leg. When I remember when Josh came in, we was all gonna go play basketball at the gym, and and so he was over there, and they said, it was like, hey, Josh, go up and get this, and we threw it off the backboard. That mug jumped up, and woo! We were like, what? We were like, what? Instant. We was like, man, we got an athlete as a kicker, and he would just boom these long kicks. Man, and that, he missed those 2 long ones. We couldn't believe it, and that.
You still had 108 yards and 2 tugs on us, and we had a real good defense too. But that just goes to show. You said, hey, he good at 3 things. And what was the second thing he good at? Scoring touchdowns.
That's what Shaun Alexander does.
Yeah. My brother always says, hey, whenever you feel like the Hall of Fame is getting at you, said just wake up and say, you did something no one else did. 110 touchdowns in high school, 50 in college, 112 in the pros.
Yeah.
I scored touchdowns.
This is what he
That's
does.
that's
This is
impressive.
like literally what he does.
That is impressive.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
You know, we're talking about Super Bowls. You know, people feeling like, you know, oh, I got to have this ring if I'm not this or that. I want to know this because I was fortunate enough to be on a great team that won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you was.
All right. But I was also on a great team that lost a Super Bowl. Like, it happens both ways.
It does.
Right? I won the Super Bowl where I was not favored to win, and I lost the one where we were favored to win.
Yeah.
So you just playing great in that game is so important, despite having a great regular season. I would like to know from you two guys, and what is that conversation like when, you know, you're part of the crew that has been great players personally, but your team fell just a little short in the Super Bowl? Do you guys have specific conversations when you go back with your teammates or when you're around other guys that have been around it but just haven't been able to get that ring or get over that hump?
Yeah, you know, getting there is so exciting. You know, winning the NFC Championship, you know, is exciting because you're like, man, we've been training, grinding to get to the cup.
Yeah.
And we ever know it's the Super Bowl, and it's just its own world. Like, look, all this, it's a whole nother world in itself. But like, that was a sweet moment.
Yeah.
And we won in Seattle. So you know, to take that trophy around, I'm running around the stadium, and you know what I mean, and showing the crowd. And I passed off to Bobby Ingram, who also played with the Bears back in the day, and before we traded for him. Like, that was a sweet moment. To get ready for the Super Bowl is like a whole nother animal. And you just got to go remind guys, like, look, you lay it all out there. This thing's going to be great. And their ball's going to bounce funny. You got to leave this game knowing that there was nothing else that I could have done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because otherwise you'll drive yourself crazy. And
Yes.
so even like making mistakes or not making mistakes, that's not going to fix it. It's like, did you lay everything out there?
Yeah.
Like if you don't leave that thing tapped, you're going to hate yourself. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so like, you know, so that was the thing that I remember, you know, Ricky Waters was like a big brother to me, and they won it with the 49ers, and then he was with me the first 2 years in Seattle, then he retired.
Yeah, he was you.
And so he would be calling, bro, run that thing, you know, run it up. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? He's
yeah.
like, he goes, because no matter what happens, you'll be able to sleep with it. And I, you know, so I'm glad he told me that, because that's kind of how I played the game. Like, nah, I'm going to get this, you know.
You had a post this week. I'm going to read it to you. And specifically, I want to know what you meant by the countdown has me thinking about legacy. Legacy still matters.
Yeah.
Why'd you post that? What'd you mean by that?
You know, because in football, I still understand that I was a part of, like we said, like it's 4th Super Bowl in 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was a part of helping build a Super Bowl legacy here that now they just, you know, the guys now be like, oh yeah, no, we going to go Super Bowl. Like sometime in our career as a Seahawk, everybody comes in there and is like, if we here 5 years, we going back. That's just how they think. And I was a part of building that legacy. I think of family. Y'all know we about to have our 14th child. And, you know, and people will say, well, man, you know, of course you try to have a son with a last name. But in reality, it's like, man, like just having kids and family, you leave a mark on this place that'll go forever, you know? And so I always just want to remind people, do we make decisions and do we move in ways that will always leave a legacy? You know, and so y'all know I run the PLP program, the Professional Legacy Program, and I look at guys in the NFL, and usually when life goes bad, it's because they mishandle 2 questions: a decision-making skill or a relationship skill, and those 2 things usually jack up your legacy. And so I teach guys how to master the 5 Fs. How do you master fame? How do you master family? How do you master friendships? How do you master your finances? How do you master your future? In other words, like, how do you make a plan for what's next without losing yourself in the moment? And so all those things help you leave a legacy. And so I'm just always stirring and challenging people to think about that. What legacy are you going to leave?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you get the choice to go leave something really special everywhere you go.
You know, like hearing Shaun talk about this, like, and I know you got another follow-up, but like, I want everybody to understand, like, the locker room that this guy was in Alabama.
Yeah.
And like, I wish because a lot of these guys, not everybody had the much success as you did. Like, it's crazy as good as you guys were at times.
Yeah.
But like, did you learn all this post Alabama? Because you seem to be so much more mature. You seem to like, because dude, you guys were crazy in that locker room. You had some wild boys.
Who was the head coach at that time?
Mike Dubose.
Mike Dubose. I started with Gene Stallings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it went to Mike Dubose.
Okay.
And it was wild.
Yeah, like I know these guys. So
Say
it's
less.
like, yeah, but like the
Yeah.
fact that he's talking about managing the fame, like
Yeah.
a lot of young kids should hear that because they think
For
they're
sure.
famous.
It's hard
and it's
to do.
and it's like, man,
They
it's
ain't
so much
famous.
more out there. Man, like, you have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
It's so much more out there.
I
And
was
then-
just talking with another one of our Bama guys now. I saw Mac Jones back in
Yeah.
one of the green rooms, and he was just talking and like, yeah, man, blah blah, dude, it's so good every time I see you, yada yada yada. And I started laughing, and we was, but I was like, yeah, I said, you know what? That reminded me. I remember when phones was first taking pictures. Girl walked up to me and said, hey, you Shaun Alexander? I was like, yeah. She goes, can I take a picture of you? And I looked at her, I was like, what you trying to say? you ain't got no camera. She like, and she said, oh, my phone do it. And I was like, oh, wait, what'd you just do? First time I ever seen a phone camera. I was at Bama, and I was like, oh, I can't even imagine. Immediately I started thinking, man, I need to go and let everybody know. Watch yourself.
Yeah.
They got cameras. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so yeah, but I also knew that, man, you shouldn't do anything that's going to mess up the investment. And the investment is you.
Yes.
And so I was always thinking about legacy.
Right.
I'm always thinking about what's it going to look like when I'm 50? What's it going to look like and what do I want that to look like? And so I started making moves that would always do that financially, relationships I have, the people I'm around, the girls I'm going to be around,
Yeah.
the guys I'm going to run with, the businessmen, like everybody knew, like, man, we got to be on it because Shaun got a plan. If you don't fit the plan, it's okay. I love you.
Yeah.
You just don't, you can't roll with me though. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody has to know, like, I try to tell them all, part of the PLP is you need to learn how to be the CEO of your own life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you got it, then you can, man, okay, yeah, we're going to do a podcast together. Okay, cool, let's go get it. You know what I mean? But you do this, it's going to jeopardize.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Rome and I, we do a lot of public service, a lot of community service, excuse me.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the community service that you're doing.
Yeah, man. So, man, I've got a great partnership with Stand Together. I serve as the ambassador for the Stand Together Foundation. And Stand Together is about 900 of some of the most successful businessmen, women, and philanthropic leaders in the country. And they put their time and talents together to go tackle some of the country's biggest issues, whether it's in education, whether it's in community work, poverty, or food, or just hard life.
Yeah.
And I wanted to help build the tripod. There's people that do great work. That's that auntie in the neighborhood that running a daycare center, or it's a big fledged old boys club and girls club. To people that can help fund the ideas or give ideas for how to do it, and to the people that can bring influence to it, bring attention to it. And I was like, no. Everybody gets in the NFL and they're like, how do we help? How do we do this? And it's like, well, man, look, we want you to focus on ball, but what if you told me what you like to do? I was a big, hey, I want to help juvenile justice kids. They be calling these kids throwaways, and I got a lot of family members that, they done made some bad decisions, but I don't want that to count forever. Why don't we find a program that can help that? So I found Cafe Momentum, and Cafe Momentum takes these kids in the juvenile system for a year, paid intern for a year, and next thing you know, these kids are graduating, they doing all these great things. They got everything circled around them to be successful. They got their mamas and aunties and uncles and cousins circled around them. They just call them psychologists and social workers and bosses, And so now you got these kids super successful. You know what I mean? Like almost there's 1,000 kids been in there. It's almost like 90% of them are successful in life. They graduated from high school. Some of them graduated from college. They got big time jobs. We've seen this over the last 10 years. And I'm like, well, man, what did I really do? I just brought attention to what Cafe Momentum does. I didn't have to go in and cook. I didn't have to go do it. I got to go be me and bring attention to it. And now there's start in Dallas. Now there's one in Pittsburgh. There's one in Atlanta. There's one in Denver. There's one that we're building one in Houston. I'm still just being me, but I don't have to go do all the grind work. They doing the work. And this is what we do with what we call Stand Together, calls the philanthropic locker room. You come in, y'all already stars. Y'all ain't got to go over there and go do the food service. I need y'all to be you. Get on the mic and tell everybody what y'all doing, but be you, but get in the locker room, because now I can go bring all the people that doing the work that you want. They can do it faster for you. So now we call that supercharging. You know what I mean? So now you sitting here doing you, but your mouth and your shine is now impacting hundreds of thousands to millions of people. So I need y'all to be a part of the philanthropic locker room. Y'all see how that works?
I do.
Absolutely.
Because that kind of answers my next question, but not exactly. So here we go. I'll let you just do it. So what do you tell the player when they first come in, or not even first come in, but they kind of establish themselves? Because as a rookie, I want you to play ball first.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm starting to establish myself, third, fourth year. What do you tell that guy when you say, hey, I want to start something. I want to help somebody out. I want to get more involved in the community.
Yeah.
I just don't know how.
What
do you tell that player?
I would say, number one, do not start a foundation.
Okay.
Let's talk about it first.
Yes.
Because I don't want you to throw $100,000 or $300,000 into something that's going to not do anything.
Yep.
Like, let's just talk about it, because you know what? Your money might not be as needed, because we got friends that got money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
what we don't
great
got
point.
is an NFL superstar face. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's go figure out what it is that who are you, and why do you want to touch this cause?
Yes.
And once we get there, we call that self-awareness, this self-accusation. Let's go through this process of figuring out who you are. Now that we know this, oh man, you like kids, you want to help kids, or oh man, you about family, you got a lot of kids with rose in the foster system. Oh man, hey, let's go introduce you to this group, the Care Portal. You know what I mean? They do foster system. Oh, what do? They just like an app. You know what I mean? You can go push the buttons on this thing, and you can help any family from any city that you want that says, hey, if they don't have beds by this month, their kids gonna have to go to foster care. Oh wait, what's that? Oh, $100. Boom, they got beds. You just saved their kid from going into the foster care system. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What'd you really do, man? You just looked at your app every now and then.
Yeah.
Or you just told everybody else, hey y'all, all y'all, everybody's viewing. Hey, can y'all get on Care Portal app and see what y'all think about foster care? If y'all want to help anybody, just in your city, just do it. You all being you, just impacted 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000 kids without you even moving. You still just being you. That's what we do. You know what I mean? We make your impact a lot easier, because no one can be you. Right? I can go anybody go scoop some mashed potatoes. You know what I mean? I can't get everybody to be on iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all tracking?
I do. I love that. So before you ask your last question, would you be in the Hall of Fame if you would have won a Super Bowl?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. I think that the Super Bowl is a big deal, but I think that they're trying to find, I don't know who they are, but they try to find something that says, well, let's make this thing so elite that we can't end. But like, when you're like, okay, Hall of Famers should have changed the organization. Okay, check. They should have records that seem unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like, so you look at those touchdowns, I'm the only one that had 5 1/2. You know what I mean? It's me, Emmett, and Marshall, the only ones that had back-to-back 20 touchdowns. And I was the first to have 5 years in a row, over 1,100 and 15 touchdowns or more, 5 years in a row. So I'm like the first on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so my MVP year, 1880, 28 touchdowns. I sat out of 7 fourth quarters and 2 third quarters.
Damn, that's crazy.
So, so that means we dragging cats.
Yeah.
And I'm coming out the game. I feel like there's probably like another 300 yards and probably another 7 touchdowns sitting in there. If they want to talk about who had the best season ever. I'm just saying.
One of the GOATs, one of the best. Shaun, appreciate you coming on the pod, my brother.
Yeah, man.
As
Hey,
always.
let's pump up that locker room, man.
Yes.
We can impact communities everywhere.
I really like that. I
do too.
hadn't heard of that. So, we will definitely continue to share that and share it with our viewers and everybody else, man. So, appreciate it, Shaun.
No
Roll
doubt.
Tide, baby. You know you family to me, man. You know I love you, dog.
Hey, that's it. I love you guys.